Tonight, I watch Caroline eat Billy, our neighbor's pug. Caroline, who once stormed out of a 3-star restaurant over the creme brulee. At one point she looked at me. I doubt she recognized me though. When the Manchester fever was first announced, we didn't worry much. By then, pandemics had become a regular occurrence. This one didn't seem particularly severe either. A little cough, a bit of fever, air loss occasionally. That worried us, the air loss. Soon it was reported that in a small subset of cases, around 11%, after the patient recovered, the fever could trigger some sort of degenerative process. One expert on TV called it a deliberate act of demolition. It begins with memory problems. Soon after the first symptoms appear, you start struggling with basic tasks like using your phone or driving your car. Words stop making sense to you. To summarize what's indeed a horrifying process, in a matter of weeks, sometimes days, the disease strips you of everything that makes you human. By the time the process is completed, you have regressed to a primeval state of sorts. Somebody out of the word primates. Caroline complained it was offensive, then asked me if I care for some more wine. The next morning, I found her staring at her phone like she had never seen it before. 11% might not sound like much, but in a country like this, it still means 60 million people not doing their job anymore. Truck drivers and programmers, lawyers and office workers. Things went downhill fast. The Devo weren't dangerous per se. That's how we started calling them Devo, from devolution, I guess. But they didn't know how to shop anymore. They didn't even understand the concept. Clothes, credit cards, traffic lights. None of that made any sense to them anymore. Taking care of them turned out to be impossible. Many tried. I mean, we are talking about your husband or your daughter here, your dad, your wife. The Devo didn't want to be taken care of. You couldn't talk to them. Truth is, they were terrified of us. They didn't understand us anymore. They started gathering, spending time among themselves in parks and empty buildings. They formed packs. That's when things got really bad. Animals are never confused about their priorities. When they're hungry, they eat. When they feel threatened. Some politicians argued that the Devo needed to be held accountable for their actions. Others wondered how the Devo could be expected to obey laws they lacked the means to understand. Once and the others were escorted back to their gated communities by armed security. As for the rest of us, well, life became difficult. For sure mine did. As for Caroline, I'm not so sure. Every night I venture out just to look at her. She seems, I don't know, happy is probably not the right word, but she seems content, I guess, at peace. They all do, and why shouldn't they? They can't remember what they've lost. I'm not sure they would care anyway. But I remember. I remember every minute of it. I hope they let me in. I think I can fool them now. I really do. And who knows? Who knows? Maybe she will remember me too.